everybody on a little bit later today than normal. Really glad that you were here for Daily Distinction. Thank you for being a part of this. I really appreciate it. Hope everybody's having a good weekend. Tammy and I had some things we were getting done for the house and for ourselves today. So thank you for understanding being on just a little bit late. As you know, on the weekends, we just do kind of a quick weekend check-in and just kind of a thought, single idea to have there for you for the weekend. So hope everybody is doing well. Look at this, Football Saturday. Thank you, Brian. Things are good in Henderson. We're technically in Las Vegas. We are a Las Vegas address now. First time I lived here, I did live in Henderson, and when Tammy and I first came here, part-time, we were in Henderson, and then when we did full-time, the house we're in is a Las Vegas address. So a lot of folks don't know. You know, Henderson is the second largest city in Nevada. A lot of folks don't know that either. Reno is third. So obviously Las Vegas is the biggest city. Reno is third, and Henderson is second. And by the way, Henderson is where the Raiders complex is. So with football and everything going on, Henderson is the home of the Las Vegas Raiders, which I always find kind of interesting that the Las Vegas Raiders are based in Henderson. Hey, how you doing? Watching something about Shania. Charles, it was really interesting. I saw that video of Shania and how all of the other performers were really disconnected. You know, they weren't. Seal was one. Michael Jackson, at least, was kind of nodding his head, but nobody was really helping her, supporting her. And I really thought, I wonder if that's when she decided that when she was in the audience, she was going to be supportive. Because, man, I'll tell you what, I remember sitting at that awards show watching her enthusiastically support others. I mean, when Diamond Rio was done, she was the first person on her feet leading the cheers. I mean, it was really something. And she was super cool. I met her at the airport one time. I had a flight at good grief. The flight was like 5:30, so it's 5 a.m. and I'm sitting at the airport reading, and she walked by, and we had been at the same thing, and so she kind of looked at me like, I've seen you, but I don't know. So I said, and she could not have been nicer. I mean, I just thought she was the nicest. She wouldn't have any idea who I am from just that one encounter, but I was certainly impressed that she said hello and was nice. Great to see you, Scott. Cast on your leg. Oh, good grief. That's hard to imagine. Oh man, that would make everything tougher, wouldn't it? I've had some foot problems in the past, and man, I'll tell you what, when it's hard to move around like that, it's just tough. It's just tough in every way. Well, one of the things I was thinking about today, and it was a question I saw somewhere, and you've probably seen it elsewhere before too. And that is, if you went away today, how soon would your customers know? If you decided to take a slow boat to China, if you decided you'd had enough of COVID and you were just out of here, how long would it be before your customers knew? Oh, you might send them an email. That's not what I'm talking about. I mean, are you such a reliable part of what they do? They would sure know if you went away. I think it's fascinating that we can all learn the same technique. Tammy and I were talking about this in terms of like if you get a massage. Massage therapists go to the same massage schools, right? Particularly where, we were based in Indiana. In Alexandria, Indiana, there is one of the nation's leading schools for therapeutic massage. So it's really fascinating that there are so many people that go to that same school and learn the same technique. In other words, they don't teach 15 different techniques there. You go to a class and everybody in the class learns exactly the same technique. Yet the application will always vary from massage therapist to massage therapist. It's just different. There are some that are really good, and there are some that you don't go back and see again. And why is that? Because the technique is the same, and what they're taught is exactly the same. Is that the application varies from professional to professional. It's the personal touch, pardon the pun, that makes all the difference. It's not just what we learn, it's how we apply it that makes all the difference in the world. So the question is, how are you applying what you've learned? And are you bringing your own personal touch, your own personal flavor, your own personal ideas into that? I certainly hope so. Hey, by the way, if you'd like to learn how to make that personal touch stand out a little bit more, the Distinction Summit, of course, is coming up. It's October 16th to 18th. It's coming. And you can get $100 off your enrollment by using the code DISTINCT2020. DISTINCT2020 saves you $100. And I've got to get one more email back, but I have, oh my gosh, I've got a huge announcement. I'm going to hang on to it for a day or two. I've got emails that I got to get to confirm the precise times, but we're going to have a nationally famous broadcasting personality on with us during Distinction Summit. And I can't wait to tell you, but they've already said yes on the phone. We're going to confirm on email, but it's going to knock you out. Very, very cool. I mean, somebody that's on TV all the time. So anyway, really looking forward to that. So I'll have all the specific information on that as soon as I get the email. Jason, how you doing today? Good to see you. Hope all is great with you. Yes, and I hope to have you there to be able to ask you a couple of questions if we could. That's an email that was going out over the weekend to see if you could say hello and be a part of that. Scott, if you're supposed to be off that lake, take care of yourself. The mess will wait for you. Yeah, absolutely. You're talking to Scott Rick, and not me, but yeah, absolutely. The cleaning will wait. There's no doubt about it. So your personal touch is what makes all the difference. So the question is, how do you bring your personal touch to what you do? Hey, you and I was talking about massage earlier, but you and I both know that people could go to sales training, get trained on selling, on specific aspects of a sales call, how you convert features into benefits. They can be taught closing techniques, and then they leave the class. There's extraordinary variance in their performance. Why is that? The information they all learned was exactly the same, but it's how they bring their personal skill and their personal touch into it that makes all the difference. See, one of the things I really want in a sales professional is that I know them. People buy from people. I mean, it's one of the oldest examples in the world. People buy from people. So what is incumbent upon us is to take this information that we learn, however we learn it, wherever we get it, and to always be asking ourselves, how can I apply my personal touch to this so that what I'm doing, while I may have the same basic information, how what I'm doing becomes uniquely and distinctively my own. That only happens when you take the information that you have and bring your personal touch to the marketplace. That's part of how you become more distinctive. Jerry, it's true. I've been in sales training classes that I'll guarantee the people teaching them never sold anything in their life. Right? They have theory, but not application. And through that application is how they connect. Right? I mean, it's so true. Pam, yeah, it's personality and personal touch. It's bringing your own uniqueness to it. Now, yeah, and as Jerry says, you got to understand why people buy. You've got to understand the process. But how do you make it different? Well, what makes it different is you. It's something. I'll ask groups, what do you sell? And I'll write it on a flip chart, And people say they sell, and then they'll mention their product, but they also sell service. They sell peace of mind. They sell. Well, that's the same thing your competitor would be saying. The thing that can't be duplicated is you. So how are you bringing you to the marketplace? So the challenge for today and the thought for the day is, how do you take what you know and how do you make it even more personal? Because as you make it more personal, then what you do along the way is make it more distinctive. That's a challenge for all of us. Hey, Curtis, listen on until you can stop and fire up the computer. Kingman, Arizona today. Good grief, Curtis. Well, you're not too far from Vegas. You probably heard me tell before that it used to be that Kingman, first time I lived here in Las Vegas, Kingman was the closest Cracker Barrel. So my wife and I would jump in the car, a couple times a year and drive to Kingman so we could have breakfast at Cracker Barrel. that's being pretty devoted to biscuits, right? Uh, hey, Charles, yeah, you're doing it was some of my personality, but there you go, Charles. If Larry Winget, you've heard say you have to be willing to have raving enemies to be distinctive enough to have raving fans. And if your personality, how many people, Steve Jobs being one of them, said that if you're right for everybody, then you won't be loved by anybody. So part of that uniqueness is also understanding it means we're not the right personality for everybody. But it also means that when we do click, we're going to create some raving fans. And that's what you can do by using your personal touch and being more distinctive. Hey, the reminder once again, go to distinctionsummit.com. We'll have more for you there about what you can do to be a part of it, but you get $100 off the code DISTINCT2020 when you sign up. I really look forward to seeing you there. I'll check in with you tomorrow right here. Thank you for taking time to be here on Daily Distinct. See you then.